Ninja and stuff, and you just you Dragalge, poison them, lock them up so they're pretty much pseudo-paralyzed, and then you just torture them with Greninja and that.
Doing 10 damage a turn,
Yep.
plus your shurikens.
With poison as well.
Seems like too much of a gimmick for my taste.
Well, you know.
And I like gimmicks.
Uh,
So for me to say it's too much, it's got to be pretty far out there.
I don't know, I'm pretty sure 90% of the decks that my family comes up with you say are bad, so.
That's not true. I never said Flareon was bad.
I think you did. I think you did when I was playing with Cofagrigus.
No, I'm pretty sure I played that deck.
Oh. Well, yeah, you say
Pretty
it's
sure I
bad
worked
when you
with
play
you
it.
guys on that deck.
I want to get my dad's input here. He says our decks are bad and then plays them the next week. Alright. Thank you, Papa Roll. Getting way off topic there, so.
Well, it's hard when we're just doing some deck searches.
Yeah. As you can see, the Silent Lab is out, so it is a Toadstool.
The
So-
Aromatisse Seismitoad.
So, as we see, the Silent Lab did go down from Mr. Gavin, and so,
It's going to shut down a lot of John's strategy.
yeah, the
into this.
Malamar strategy is out the window and the
can't.
Darkrai.
These are very few options, especially with a Headringer Toad while he's under a Quaking Punch lock. Not much he can do.
I'd probably coming back here with Rahul if he is in top 8.
Juniper discarding an Ultra Ball and a Laser,
He did finally draw out of it after the third draw.
but still,
Yeah,
in a
he's
pretty
not
deep
getting,
hole.
he's not going to be able to get an energy on the board at this rate. Every energy he's going to put down is definitely getting
He's
discarded.
got a DCE on the Toad. Can't say he's not going to get any energy.
Well,
so.
didn't he just attach that?
Last turn,
Oh, really?
yes.
Oh. Well, hey. He really needs to get that
He
lab
proved
out
you
of
wrong.
there, though. He did. He really needs to find a stadium, though, because that lab is... Oh, it was actually for me. It wasn't about you. Oh.
See the Rainbow smartly placed on the Aromatisse and moved to the Seismitoad rather than initially placing it there. Dive ball for another Corphish.
Fish.
Indeed.
Yeah. That is one great thing about the deck is that Dive Ball searches just about 60% of the Pokemon.
It's a very astute observation.
The only ones it doesn't search is the Chronon. I'm not sure if he
Jirachi?
even plays Jirachi.
Oh no, he plays, I assume, heavy Silent Lab.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's very unlikely that he plays Jirachi.
Oh my gosh, it looks like John Cassidy is actually going to get an attack, which really surprises me because Gavin's playing all the energy removal. But Chronon can't hit the bench, remember that. We might be seeing the Chronon
We're
step.
going to see a swarm of
Lobsters.
Crawdons. Is it a lobster?
It's a crawfish, I believe,
Yeah,
actually.
that's what I was gonna say.
Crawfish, yeah. He's too big to be a crawfish, though. Like, you really like...
Pokemon doesn't like those rules.
Yeah, but
These toads
Corphish...
stand on their back legs.
Corphish is like the shell Pokemon. No, he's something... He's like the shellfish Pokemon. And then,
Well, there's at least one Crawdon in his hand. And there goes the DCE.
nope, Rainbow's going
Really? That he just doesn't want it moved off? Why would you do that?
away. I'm not sure.
That makes very little sense to me.
Well, I don't really...
I guess he
No,
doesn't want him to
doesn't wanna
counter
be
the
grenade
stadium.
hammered. He doesn't want to be grenade hammered.
Yeah, but you stop the Grenade Hammer by discarding the DCE too. Which also stops the Quaking Punch.
Maybe he doesn't want to be hit by Darkrai. I think he's just trying to limit the options as he, you know,
Now he
he's-
gets both. So
you know,
it doesn't.
in his mind, he was getting another Chronon anyways. So
The one thing that I will say that I dislike about this Crawdon deck compared to the Slurpup deck is that it is far more dependent upon your supporters than the
Yeah,
Slurpup
absolutely.
deck. I feel like it's inherently inconsistent compared to that deck. But at the same time, you improve your consistency slightly by not having to play a heavy count of your removal supporters. You can play a slightly slower or slightly lower count if you play them at all.
It's true. Most of the Toads that would play a Zero Sick or cards like that just doesn't have to anymore. And we see the Enhance Hammer come out, so yeah, and I believe John's just scooped game 1. There's nothing you could do at
What
that
a
point.
brutal. I mean, you have to imagine that this list is very good in the mirror.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when John gets a slower start. There's just no chance of him being able to get some energies down.
And of Toad variants, this Aromatisse version is probably on the slow side compared to other ones.
Corphish is the ruffian Pokemon.
That does not help us at all.
You were looking for help on something?
The rogue Pokemon. There we go. We officially have figured out the Seismitoad Chronite is a rogue deck.
It's pretty great, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that he is the rogue Pokemon, I'm pretty sure he's a lobster. I'm sorry, but that's a lobster. Like, I guess he can be the rogue lobster, but he's a lobster.
I really don't think he's a lobster.
Like I'm sorry. Like he's probably a
I don't know what it is, but it's not a
he's a
lobster.
crawdad, but like
Yeah, but it has like a star on his head.
that's just Pokemon being Pokemon.
Well, obviously, but he's not cute.
He's not. He's a rogue. I don't believe rogues are normally that cute, unless they're like from Disney.
I was gonna say many Disney characters are considered rogues,
Yeah.
and they are. Oliver Twist would be considered a rogue, wouldn't he? He's supposed to be pretty cute.
Non-movie characters. I mean, like, you know.
Non-fictional characters.
Well, no, that doesn't work
Because
because
most
then
rogues are fictional.
Crawdon is a fictional character. So. But we see his major appearances first appeared in Stairway to Devon under the call of Team Aqua. Team Aqua loving themselves some Water Dark Pokemon like Sharpedo. Crawdon fits right in there. Maybe that's why he's the rogue Pokemon, working for Team Aqua and whatnot. And Shelly's, two Crawdon, and Brody's Ditto turned into Crawdon, appeared in the Unfair Weather Friends. A great episode, as we can all remember.
I can't recall having seen it personally.
Oh man, what an episode. Excellent episode. Brody, what a guy.
What are Brody's other Pokemon, Grafton?
Well, Aaron, as you can see, Brody being the guy who showed up and not the Team Aqua, Team Magma episode, we can see that he is a former member of the Elite Four. And that was his debut episode, by the way, the episode with him turning his Corphish into things.
His Ditto into things?
Yeah, his Ditto. My apologies. And, you know, I can't really recall his Pokemon. If you could name it off for me, that would be great.
I honestly, I told you I don't recall ever having seen this episode.
Well, he did actually have a Golbat that he distracted Ash with. Oh, hey, the game's back on. Cool, I can stop talking about the anime. Alright.
See a Muscle Band on the Dark Run prevent a Headringer and a Rainbow Energy in face of a Corphish. But you have to imagine that Rainbow is more than likely going to get removed.
$5 that energy's
gone.
not there the next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see any in the previous game. Does Gavin also plays Crushing Hammers, correct?
That was a legitimate bet, by the way.
He also plays Crushing Hammers?
He does. He plays Crushing Hammers
And I
Hands
believe I
Hammers
saw a
as well.
Flare Grunt in his hand, too.
A what?
A Flare Grunt?
Oh, I'm not sure. Probably. He's that kind of guy.
We play Crawdon and Flare Grunt.
Yeah,
With
I believe,
four energies off your
he
active in one
told me
turn.
earlier that he plays 4 AZ.
Wow.
Yeah.
Instead of Scoop Up?
Yeah.
Well, he really wants to win that mirror match.
He does. He does not like the Toad decks.
Interesting, considering he's playing one.
Yep. Thank you.
And a Spritzy.
Oh, that big nose Pokemon coming down. He'll be able to start moving the energies that won't be on his field.
I thought Nosepass was the big nose Pokemon. Like, I'm pretty sure that's his title.
Is it really?
I think so.
Gosh, I have to look that up now. Is he the nose Pokemon? I believe Probopass is the
Tails on a
magnet
laser
Pokemon.
on the Corphish. Not sure how relevant that'll be either.
Fun
There's no
fact.
Burbank to go with it, but
Fun fact, Probopass, his big nose always points north, and his little noses, as they're called, points to the other cardinal directions.
we see that crushing hammer that I was asking about previously, and then a heads on this laser. Computer search, more than likely going to be getting himself a supporter. There's one of those AZs you mentioned.
Yeah, he discarded one early last game as well.
Have to imagine he's either unlucky to open with it multiple games in a row, or he just plays a large number of them. So you have him flying through his deck while he's looking for... Well, at this point he's just looking for counts on cards. Have to assume that what he grabbed is a supporter. He'll try to draw himself out of this situation.
Yeah, but are we even going to the house? I think we're going straight to
And yep, there's a Juniper. He discarded a Crawdon off of that.
Alright, sorry about that.
So that is
I'm
one
back.
less rogue that we'll be seeing this party. But you were right. I should give you $5. There was the Enhance Hammer. And a Jirachi. Wow, he plays Heavy Silent Lamp and Jirachi.
I'm surprised. It makes my statistic just completely wrong. So,
Well, you said about 66%. That's still about 66%.
still makes me sad nonetheless. Thank you, though. Thank you.
That's also assuming that he's playing a 4-4 Crawdon.
That it is. That it is. And for Toad. We don't know.
Well, that I think is a safe bet.
You could go grab the lists. I don't really think it's worth it, but, you know. So, you know, as I can see it from here, I'm pretty sure John didn't want to find this matchup today.
No.
I don't think he was expecting
No,
it.
most people weren't expecting it. It's not a very common deck,
Not at all.
but it's a deck that I believe Eric Nance actually wrote an article about it earlier this week, or mentioned it in an article at least, saying that he saw it at North Carolina State and expected it to gain popularity over time.
Oh, really?
And Crawdon is definitely an interesting card, but it's
Yeah.
a card that requires you to build a deck around it. It's not something you can just slot in, like
Unless you're a man.
maybe Dragalge, which still requires a deck built around it. But it's much easier to slot that in than it is to slot in a Crawdon.
Plus, you'd much rather slide in a coffin over a Chrono.
Debatable.
So, as we continue on, it was lucky for John that Gavin did not hit a Toad, and there was no Quaking Punch. He can use all the trainers that he wants. The problem is that he needs to get a Toad himself, and he's still asleep, and I don't believe he plays a way to wake up, so
Does Corphish have 50 or 60 HP?
that's a great question.
It's actually not something I know.
I'll look it up.
And there's a Headringer immediately on that Genesect.
Corphish.
And a Muscle Band on the Corphish. Now I really need to know what Corphish does.
Yeah,
we could see it
I
attack this turn.
believe he has Vice Grip for like 30 for 2 energies or something.
Sounds like a very Corphish-esque attack.
Yeah. And I believe his first attack is like
Bubble.
Tackle for 10
Okay.
or 1 colorless, but that's just
See him
me
discard-
guessing.
He had a Super Scoop up. Interesting. There's
I
a
forgot to
Crawdon.
type in TCG and I got about 30 pictures of lobsters staring at me. Looking for... Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh, he discards a random card from the opponent's hand.
Now
with
that is
knockoff.
definitely a fun attack. Corphish is a very fun card, but
Yep.
it has 60 HP.
It does, he sweeps grass.
But that's irrelevant because there goes the rainbow.
And now it is a Crawdon, and I have that card here too, because apparently when I search that, I get Crawdon, whose attack is just 3 for 60.
I really doubt Gavin plays Dark Energies.
I hope he proves you wrong.
Now Darkrai still asleep.
Throwback to TCG EX Dragon Corphish, who had Poison Claws for some reason. What a man. And shout out to Ken Sugimori for drawing that bad boy in the middle of a marsh.
Ken Sugimori very well known for doing a lot of art for a lot of cards. In addition to art for several game guides.
And shout out to Splashback Chrono EX, the true rogue. Alright, we're back on topic. We do see Gavin grabbing the Toad and sliding a band on him. Toad is getting quite muscular. I don't know if you've ever actually looked at the anatomy of Toad. Not a fit-looking guy. He has some tiny legs. I actually don't know if he could actually move if he was a real thing.
Well, if you look at most toads anatomically, their legs are fairly skinny compared to the rest of their body.
I don't mean skinny, I mean really, really short. Like incredibly stubby. Not even bent at the knees or anything like toads. Like, I mean like...
I have no idea.
I'm going to show you a picture.
In the Darkrai is still asleep. Second Toad drawn for Gavin. You imagine that that's going to hit the field. See if we can pick this Crawdaunt up. And we do not succeed.
So he's playing
Hard to
scoop
tell
ups
with the
and
dice,
AZs.
but I believe that's a 3. And another Corphish.
Fish. See, look at that guy.
Interesting.
It's like he doesn't even have legs.
Okay.
All right.
We see Gavin AZ his Jirachi to pull out a Juniper.
Excellent play. Being able to use Stellar Guidance more than once definitely makes Jirachi worth even putting him on the bench. Still no Silent Lab, though. Oh, trying to break the camera, rolling dice off the table. We're good. Luckily, that thing is duct taped on. And,
No, the camera
we're
actually isn't.
good to go. Oh, it's not? Oh, I just see a bunch of duct tape. All right, cool.
I understand that Gavin felt the need to get a supporter that turn, and not hitting the scoop up was probably the reason why he chose the Jirachi, but still not sure if you didn't want to pick up the Crawdaunt. Considering the fact that John didn't really play anything off of the N last turn, you have to assume that his hand wasn't very good. So there's a chance that if he was going to play a supporter, that it would more than likely be another N. So do you think that there was actually a chance that Gavin should have picked up the Crawdaunt instead of the Jirachi?
It's an excellent point, but as far as I can see it, Gavin is much happier with playing the game of attrition without any Toads being in play at all. So he's just trying to make sure that he gets as many Corphishes down as possible. Now that does go work with, if he picks up the Crawdaunt, he'll have another Crawdaunt for later, but I think he's just going for the long haul here. He's going to Crawdaunt as much as he can, and he didn't really want to pick up the Crawdaunt just because he didn't have a DC for the Toad, and he didn't want to bring the naked Toad out. Because as soon as the Toad gets poisoned, that's when you lose the mirror.
And Darkrai might finally wake up from his nap.
Nope,
Or
still
not.
tired. Alright, so he does get the DC.
Interesting, considering Darkrai is normally the one that puts Pokemon to sleep.
Yeah, with that Dark Void. Nightmare Pokemon.
And that is the third AZ out of Gavin's deck.
He told me he was playing 4. I guess we should believe him. I believe he has 3 Junipers in his hand. Alright, now Darkrai doesn't have as much time to not wake up, and he finally wakes up.
He just had to get punched.
Yeah, and he top decks the Rainbow, but too bad he just won't be able to do anything with it. And the second that anything comes out, it's getting crawled on him.
I mean, what do you do in this situation?
Hope. That's all you can do.
I mean, you can't put a muscle band on a Toad if you get a Toad. And to do that, he would have to play this Jirachi, get a supporter, use the supporter, hit a Seismitoad, and hit an Aromatisse.
He's still a grass and another colorless away from being even able to attack with the Genesect, and if he did, those energies would be gone real quick.
And we already saw he just fanned through his Discord pile. There's already 2 rainbows in there. So somehow this rainbow would have to stick around, and he would have to draw an additional one. Not looking too good.
Yeah, I have to say, like, just being honest here, This might be the worst matchup possible for Toadstool. Really thinking about it. Like, I'm sure Gavin learned that he was playing against a fairy deck and just almost jumped out of his seat when they weren't playing Xerneas. Like, this is very possibly one of the worst matchups, if not the worst for the deck. So,
I think any fairy deck is actually a very good matchup for this Toad deck, though, because the Gardevoir base ones or the Xerneas base ones are still very, very energy dependent.
yes, absolutely.
So, and they typically don't play ways to recover energy.
Yeah, but normally they'll be able to get more energies off quickly.
True.
And there's a lot more basic energies.
True.
So if he can get up before the Crawdons, because we just saw the third Corphish go down, he would only had the 2 Crawdons. And I don't think he could have allocated the resources of picking up the Crawdons at that point in the game.
Right.
But as we see, Gavin hasn't lost a game today. He's tied twice, so maybe this is just the best deck. But we all know who the real winner is today, and that is the Clock. The Clock has won the most games today by far.
And he doesn't lose.
It does not. It does not. Undefeated until the end. He's never in top cuts though as big. He's not as big as top cuts.
He always drops.
Yeah. Protecting that elo. Oh, and the Silent Lab finally comes down.
And he loses an energy off the Genesect.
Saw that one coming.
Actually, yeah, he would have actually needed two more energies. There was no way for him. That just does not seem like a good position.
That bug has a hat. And we are joined at the seats by Mr. Rahul Reddy again, wearing his sick shark hat.
I mean, it's his best play here. Just like drop the Mewtwo and YOLO. Try to find. I don't know who he would have to.
He can't even do that.
If he draws a Verbank and an Aromatisse, he can. He needs both. Actually, he doesn't. He just needs the Aromatisse because he can always move it up and then retreat the Genesect for the 1. But still not ideal. He would much rather have that 5th energy between the two so that you could do the X-Ball for 100. And it looks like he might just be going for that Mewtwo play. Or he could put the Toad to sleep.
No, there's a Silent Lab out.
Oh, he might think he can
Oh,
put the
the
Toad to sleep and he's going to
Maximar.
forget.
The Maximar. He has 2 DCs in his hand. He's going for the Maximar play.
No, I think he was actually going for the long distance, or the... No, long distance hypnosis is Muna. What is Malamar's called?
What?
Malamar's ability.
Long distance hypnosis. Or long range hypnosis.
Okay.
Long range, it's something like that.
So it and Muna coincidentally have similarly named abilities?
Yeah, it's just Malamar's more of a man.
It's game 2.
I think it's long range hypnosis.
That makes sense. And we see basically a pass from Gavin, or a pass you can't play trainers.
So he has the Verbank in his hand. It's 2 more DCs. Oh my gosh, the Maximar, please. Maximar, please. Put that Toad to sleep. Good night.
Sleepy Toad. Now we just need to see that Aroma. He still doesn't have a supporter though. And the Toad wakes up.
Hyperhypnosis, that's the English name for it. Just go underneath the table.
Wow, Gavin finally gets to put those Junipers back in his deck. And he gets a second Toad down, which is actually a very big deal. Now, even
It
if that
is.
giant Maximar does come out, he can promote the Toad, discard all the energies off the Malamar, and then punch it.
Yeah, the problem is with all the DCs is that it only counts as 3 energy cards if he does end up getting the other rainbow. Did you say there was 2 rainbows in the discard pile?
Yeah.
Then that means there's only 1 rainbow left, so he really needs to get the Aromatisse up to really even
Right.
have a shot for this. But he's going to get 6 cards off of this end. We see that neither player
Well, they're
is
both
taking
going to get
points.
6 cards off the end. Despite how long this game has been going on and how much has happened, neither player has taken a prize card yet.
Yeah, and it does look like there's only 20 minutes left in the round, so if John does win this, we'll probably go into a time. And that's definitely what certain players want to hear, because they do not want that spot taken away. No, I see an AZ, a Virizion, a Muscle Band, another Stadium, another DCE. Oh my gosh. And
Gavin takes first blood.
Yep. Killing that bug. Malamar tried, but alas. Alright, top decking a Fairy Energy.
That's not very useful.
Doesn't look like he has a playable supporter in his hand, so Cassidy's just gonna have to sit around
There's a
until
Toad too. He could always just come up and Quaking Punch.
Does-
I thought I saw a full art Toad in his hand.
Might have been. He does have a lot of pretty cards. No, what he's really going to want to be able to see here is that he's going to want to put him asleep again this turn. And even if he wakes up, ends up killing the Darkrai, going down to 2 prizes, and then it's just going to have to be an in and maximum. And that's really his only shot at this point. So
Maybe it's not a full art Toad. Maybe it's one of the player promo lasers.
Sure it wasn't the Virizion?
No, it was definitely a dark card.
Oh, actually, we're going to see the Mewtwo coming out. That's an AZ.
No, the one on the far left. I'm pretty sure it's a laser.
It's a laser. What? Yeah, he plays for.
And here comes the barrage of energy removal. Gavin hits a heads on a Crushing Hammer, discards the DC off the Mewtwo.
Oh, Gavin has a Lysander in his hand. I want to see the Lysander on the Malamar double Crawdon so bad.
I don't think he has it though.
I don't think
Otherwise,
so
he
either.
probably would have immediately done that.
You don't know Gavin like I know Gavin.
There's a Xerosic in his hand too.
No, he's just going to be rude.
So there goes the Rainbow.
The commentators are Graft and Roll, myself, and
Aaron Curry. Been with you guys all day. We'll be with you guys tomorrow. Top Cut tomorrow starts at, I believe, scheduled 9 a.m. Might be 9:30. I'll get a confirmation on that after this round is over.
are you guys doing any juniors or seniors tonight?
Actually, yeah, we're doing the juniors finals after this round.
Very cool.
But
Very
there's
cool.
another Hyper Hypnosis to put that Toad to sleep.
That Toad needs to be sleepy here. Really, really sleepy. He needs to get the Aromatisse, though. It's just such a big problem that he didn't draw a playable supporter off of that
Another
6-card
heads,
hand.
goodness.
Gavin picked the right dice for today.
Gavin has all these cards in his hand, but I think all he wants to do is Quaking Punch.
I think he's probably going to go with another Xerosic this turn.
Nah,
He put the VS Seeker in the front of his hand.
unlikely. See?
All right.
No, I totally agree with you. That's probably what he should have done. There's the full art Toad we were talking about earlier.
You just saw it. You saw it coming.
I knew it was there.
Yeah.
Not a card he wanted to top deck.
Not here, no. Again, Cassidy's really, he needs to just top deck it in. As soon as this Mewtwo dies, we can top deck that in him, get the Dark or the Rainbow or whatever.
With how
and
this
just
game has
go
been going, though,
crazy.
with his luck and how this has been going, he'll have the Malamar up. He'll end himself into the Rainbow, and Gavin will hit
flip
2
6
Crawdons.
tails. And then he'll flip 6 tails, though. You forgot that part.
That is true. He's flipped quite a few tails.
Taking a stroll through Gavin's
And one
discard
thing I've
pile.
noticed seeing Gavin play this season is that he really likes decks that play Crushing Hammer.
Yes. And another thing that I'm kind of surprised Gavin didn't just do, I guess he doesn't want to put the Rainbows back into Cassidy's deck, but playing a trump card on one of those off turns like that where you don't need to play a supporter, definitely recommended. Getting your resources back is really useful in these types of decks.
But it is probably very likely, like you said, that he doesn't want to give back those Rainbows.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. The Lysander's in the front. He drew the Ultra Ball. It looks like he's done with letting him have energies. The rogues are coming out, boys.
Need a Crawdon to emote.
Just a little like holding a hammer, this straight Russian sickle and hammer. Talking about Crawdon emote. Need one, please. He has the gold star and everything For like the Chinese flag, he's like red,
Interesting.
and he's the Russian flag's
No,
color.
again, but he just,
Oh,
instead of
gosh.
playing a supporter, he doesn't Lysander the Malamar up and discard energies off of it. Is he just afraid of that last rainbow being top decked? Which ironically it was top decked. but
Totally just top decked it. Don't attach. Oh.
That's a mistake.
I'm probably leaving.
Yeah, you would really think that you would want to hold that rainbow to
Oh.
do the Maximar.
Absolutely. needed to
Otherwise, you
hold
just
that
have a
rainbow.
Malamar with 5 energies on it. It's a really heavy commitment to not be able to use it.
Yeah, I really disagree with that play. Now we're going to see
now
the
we're
zero
going to see the
six.
0-6, 100%.
I don't know. Gavin surprised us before.
Actually, this turn is when he's going to do the Lysander.
You're
Ultra
right.
Ball for Crawdon.
Absolutely. Yeah, he got the Chronon. He already got it.
Called.
Oh my gosh, please, Gavin, no.
He's going to do it that way. He wants to save the
Honest-
0-6 because he can target
honestly,
anywhere.
not even that bad of a play. Because he will just be going ahead and just killing the Malamar.
Instead of 0-6. Very interesting.
Well, you know, knowing that's the last
the
rainbow,
rainbow.
unless Cassidy decides to throw down the dark energies, he's going good. He's going good. Yeah, putting down that energy was a misplay, I have to say.
He finally hits a supporter. Probably too little, too late, but at least he hit it. But I mean, at this point, it's really tough to say what John even expects to draw. It looks like John has 10 or 11 cards left in his deck. It's amazing that he's drawn as many cards as he has and still hasn't seen that Aromatisse.
Cassidy is sweating. Why didn't I put that basic dark in this morning? Why wasn't I ready for Crawdon Toad? I'll tell you why. No one was ready for Crawdon Toad. But it's not looking good for John, especially while the clock is still ticking. While the clock is still ticking on
Yeah.
him.
Maybe he's playing for a tie.
Unfortunately, he is down a game, and I don't see him taking 6 prize cards anytime soon.
They recently errated Malamar.
Yeah.
If you have enough energies on him, you just win.
Oh, that's excellent. I love it. The match, though, right? Not the game.
No, just one game.
Just one game.
It's
Oh,
an
okay.
it's the new ancient trait.
How many energies does he need? And a trainer.
That I don't remember.
Trainer? I don't think he's going to be able to put that down thanks to
No,
Toad.
not trainer. I said it's the new ancient trait.
Ah,
It's called
okay.
Super Maximar.
Gotcha. 8 energies. Well, that means he's only 2 off, but here comes the Crawdons. Do.
Now this turn, Gavin might do the 0-6 play.
Yes, it's very likely.
It seems like Gavin is just playing a turn behind what you want him to do.
Yeah, you know, he's probably, he just hates me. He's just gonna swing.
I mean, he doesn't really need to do much else.
He doesn't need to do anything.
I still don't understand quite why John didn't just play the Juniper last turn. Worst
Yeah.
case scenario, he would be able to retreat with that DCE and put his Mewtwo out and do something.
It's a real shame that he hasn't just drawn into a Aromatisse yet.
Like I
I
said
wonder
last
what
turn,
his
he only
prize.
had probably 10 or 11 cards left in his deck.
Just attaching that rainbow. That was the killing move of this game. He really needed that for the attack, and even if he did end up getting the 1 attack off, that was only 2 out of the 6 prizes. So
Right. Before he gets absolutely destroyed by a barrage of hammers and rogue
0-6, yeah, Crawdads, all the Crawdads. As we're talking about dads, we got a bunch of dads around us right now.
Would you say that there's a chance that we could call this deck Crab Hammer? It's not a crab, but
It knows Crab Hammer. And Gavin secures his spot. One second.
Well, I was going to re-interview him.
okay. And there's the 2-0 in Gavin's favor.
Yep, and that will secure Gavin's spot into the top 8. John Cassidy will be getting knocked out. Fortunate for him, good for Gavin. Hey, Gavin. Gavin.
Immediately?
I'm going to interview Gavin for like 3 minutes. Oh, are you serious? Gavin! Gavin, no, come back! Gavin!
He's too happy.
Gavin goes off to celebrate with his friends.
Don't worry about it.
No, get him back over here. I want to talk to him. All right. I don't care if you can smile all you want. When Gavin asks, can I smile? All right, Gavin, welcome to the stream.
Oh, hey, Grafton.
How's it going, man? So, yeah, I would say so. Looks like you're in top 8. Congratulations on that, on your victory versus what I want to say is probably not a win. Yeah, all right, yeah. So, we learned over your game, because honestly it wasn't that entertaining, that Corphish is the ruffian Pokemon, and Crawdon is the rogue Pokemon.
I can dig it.
Yeah, they're not actually crawfishes. So, Gavin is running away like Justin Bieber. All right. So, do you have a name for the deck that you're playing today?
Daunt Boys.
I'm sorry?
Daunt Boys.
Daunt Boys?
Daunt Boys.
Well, we're gonna refer to it as Crabhammer.
Crabhammer?
Yeah, and not Daunt Boys.
Alright.
How did you get the idea for the deck?
Honestly, it's not my deck. Grant Manley got second at North Carolina State, and I got his list and made a few changes. Like the silent, I don't think he ran Silent Lab. I
Okay.
put the 2 Silent Labs, which were clutch today.
All right,
Silent Lab was the
clutch.
MVP.
All right, MVP goes to Silent Lab for the day. No talking, please. All right, so, Gavin, excellent games. You really just had control the entire time. Never gave it up. That's pretty much what you want to see with the deck. So, Gavin's mic is muted. Now it isn't. So, Gavin was saying that the deck name is Daunt Boys, but we're going to refer to it as Crabhammer. And he's very happy that he won that game.
Yeah, after losing so many last rounds or tying like 3 or 4 major tournaments, finally I made a cut.
Yeah, but you've been playing these rogue decks for a while now, and you tend to do pretty well with them. You just, like you're saying, you get to that last round and just...
Yeah, and getting 9th and 10th at 4 or 5 cities didn't help either, so I'm stuck at 195.
Yeah, that is the fate of you and Rahul.
My bay.
Yeah, your bay. So, I'm not really sure what else to ask you. Your deck was pretty straightforward. 4 AZ?
4. Let me tell you.
All right.
4
Explain to me AZ.
Is the holy grail of Pokemon.
All right.
You know, if you want to talk about comparisons, 4AZ is the Drake or Kendrick Lamar of Pokemon. I mean, I've been running through the 6 all day, but my woes finally left me. I'm finally here with AZ.
King Kunta, great song.
King Kunta.
Yeah.
King Kunta.
Shout out to Mr. Lamar,
Mr. Lamar.
not Burton. So, it looks like we're going to be getting the Juniors top cut set up here. Is there anything you want to say to the stream? Any shout outs?
Shout outs to my boy Sally.
Sally?
Shout outs to this man right here.
All right, thanks. Yeah.
He has a great taste in fashion.
Oh yeah, you know I got the safari shirt on. We're on a safari for the points that we didn't find today.
On fleek, on fleek.
Thank you. And shout out to my main man Gavin over here, the guy that you can never tell if he's actually eyes are awake.
Pretty much.
Yeah, those are can you tell? They're open. All right.
White and Asian.
Well, thank you, Gavin. Good luck in top 8 tomorrow.
Thank you.
I won't be here. Actually, I will be here for top 8 tomorrow, but I'm leaving pretty soon. I don't know if I'm going to be doing this game at all. So
Shout out to Rahul
shout out to Rahul.
with the hat.
Yeah, the shark hat. So yeah, once again, Crawdon.
Hold on, it actually worked.
Gavin is going to lose to me tomorrow.
Rahul's already starting the trash talk.
I've been trash talking Gavin since the start of this, so he's doing well. I told him he's bad. He started doing, when I told him he's bad, he does well. When I told him he's good, he does bad.
How many points are you at this season?
195.
195.
Wait, last week?
Did you read the comments? People have been coming up to me all salty because they thought I quit. I was like, I sent the comments from Credit Florida State.
50 off this, you went 245 and you invite. But you have 3 of your 4 league challenges done.
I've won 4 league challenges and 2 top 4s.
So you need to get your points off of places that aren't league challenges.
Pretty much. So I'm just going to try to run the most consistent deck for Georgia and see what happens.
All right, sounds good. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get the juniors on. So I'm gonna say goodbye to Gavin. Bye, Gavin.
Goodbye, Grafton.
Say
Goodbye,
bye,
stream.
bye to the stream from Gavin. And
All right.
all right, so we are going to be getting underway with the junior top 2. We're actually going to be seeing a mirror match of not the decks, but of the family. We're actually going to be seeing the 2 Hurley kids face off against each other. So I don't really need. I just need like the deck lists and the spellings and. You can say stuff if you want. Yeah, come on over.
He's like, I told him I lost to you. I told him Jimmy. He's like, it's funny because it's so.
Pretty soon. As soon as I get told that we're leaving.
Are we sticking out a little bit or we're gonna leave it?
I don't know. I haven't asked anyone. I haven't asked anyone.
I'll go ask Franco.
Alright, yeah, go ask Franco.
Take multiple cars, so like, if they can find a place to go, we'll join them later.
Alright, so I know Tanner's playing Flareon, and it's going to be against Lando Toad. This is Junior's top 2, by the way. Alrighty, we're just gonna go and slot this round finals. Are you missing an apostrophe on that?
Nope.
It's not the juniors finals? Nope. Alright.
Tanner and Parker Hurley.
Alright, so well, the game already started. That was fast. We see Tanner opening up with a Jirachi, exactly what he wanted to see there. Versus a Landorus. And he gets his stadium out turn 1.
And looking at this list, it looks like it is pretty much a carbon copy of Orion's list from regionals. Right?
I do believe the energies are different. He plays 1 extra grass than Orion played.
Okay.
And he does not play the the town map. So
Okay. So
Couple
there you
cards
go.
off.
There's your slight differences.
all right, so yeah, we're gonna see him get 2 Dittos on the bench, and I think he has a pretty good advantage here, knowing that his sister probably isn't playing Silent Lab, because throwing down his stadium that early and the 2 Dittos, Silent Lab could crush dreams here, but he probably knows that she's
Well, it
not
helps that
playing one.
they played in Swiss, and they more than likely play all the time when they're at home.
Yep, absolutely.
But it's worth noting that she did beat him in Swiss.
Yep. It is a matchup that Flareon can lose to just because
Landorus is a very strong card.
and it's still a Toad Garbodor deck, so
Toad and Landorus are not Flareon's best friends.
they are not.
We're going to see that Eevee take a hit. Eevee's going to get hit. He's on the bench.
I think we're in more of a concern that Jirachi's going to get hit here. It is a 5 though, so math's not adding up right away. And we're going to see
The bigger problem is next turn, if she drops the stadium with a strong energy and kills the Flareon, if it comes up.
Oh,
But a lack of a supporter from Tanner is really going to hurt him here. And there is the stadium I talked about.
and I am just really dumb looking back at what I was saying. Of course she's not playing Silent Lab, but she's playing Garbodor. So, but it looks like she doesn't. Is that a
She's got
BS
to-
Seeker?
Yeah.
Oh man, it looks like
And
a
there is
Garbodor
a
is gonna get
Sycamore.
up. And as soon as that Garbodor's up, if she kills this Flareon, and there's no Eevees on the bench, just those pink
And there's the
cream
Ultra
puffs.
Ball to get the Garbodor.
Because
So-
Tanner is not playing a Megaphone today.
Nope.
But you know, I'm just gonna throw this out here. Tanner's maxed out on points. He's
Oh.
at 890 points.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is quite a few points.
Yeah. So
He's
Tanner.
maxed out, like entirely maxed out on anything.
Makes you wonder. I mean, okay, that doesn't make me wonder. Why wouldn't she Ultra Ball for the Garbodor? She just not care?
I don't think she cares.
I know. Yes, that's how I do my text.
So, in the words of Grafton, the number of Pokemon in Tanner's discard pile is not enough.
Correct. If he was
Even
playing
with those
a
two busybodies, I don't believe. Oh wait, actually with the Battle Compressor, he might have enough now.
What is the age rated? Age-rated juniors is 10 and under.
They changed it a little while ago. I think that it is now officially born in 2004 or later.
Really? All right. Well, that is a great fact.
So you can actually be 11 and play at a juniors tournament.
But
And
it's,
unlike
it's
most
what you
Flareon
start the
players,
season
Tanner
with.
just nicely laid out how many Pokemon were in his discard pile for us.
Oh, did he?
Grafton wasn't paying attention.
Were you? Oh. Crap.
Slight discussion.
Oh, and he grabs the Archies. He's gonna have to put Jirachi down on the bench to do this.
Still.
It's 2 prizes. Wait a second.
See, 3, 6, 9, 10, 10. So we see a 120 hit.
That is not enough. He had
Yeah.
the Silver Bangle in his hand. I don't know why he didn't attach it.
I guess he just thought he would want it later. Problem is here, when she plays that Ultra
She
Ball,
has a Garbodor in her hand.
well then never mind.
Replacing her own stadium. Snow EXs. Laser coming down. That will be a dead Flareon. And if she actually puts down the Garbodor, this game might just be wrapped up. Oh, yep.
Makes
and
a
there
good
goes the
energy
Garbodor.
attachment on the Mewtwo,
Garbotoxin is now in effect.
which means that Tanner's field is entirely useless, including that Archie that he VS Secret for last turn. Granted, it will give him 5 new cards.
Yeah, that's not entirely true. I don't know. I believe he's thought that he could keep the Silver Bengal water for some reason for the guy
Oh,
this turn, but he just couldn't. So, or he played a supporter last turn and we just didn't notice, and he decided to
Yeah,
grab
he had played a Juniper.
He did. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so he needs to find another water energy as soon as possible.
There's a Mr. Mime. Not very useful at this point, since that floatstone is going to stick.
It is.
Acrobike into 2 cards that aren't very useful for him. So what decks has Tanner been playing for a majority of the season, do you know?
He was playing VG for a while. I believe he got a lot of his points with the VG deck. And, I'm not really sure. I believe he played Evital for a while as well. Just, you know, the major meta decks that were for this season. You know, the better juniors like himself can play those and pretty much just beat everybody else in juniors because they're a better player. I would know. And then another energy on the Eevee and the N.
It's worth noting that this is actually Tanner's last year in seniors, so it'll be interesting to see how he'll be able to adapt next year.
Yep.
You know, a player that was able to apparently fairly easily completely max himself out on points. We'll see how he performs
2.
on a larger scale. There's the Flareon. That Flareon will definitely have enough in terms of Grafton to knock out that Landorus. But the follow-up is going to be an issue.
Yep. It does look like that Mr. Mewtwo over there is ready for some blood. And he's going to get it with one more energy.
Why does he need another energy? The Flareon has damage on it already.
Oh.
It got hammer-headed.
Well, that's handy. So no, that Mewtwo is just ready to start racking up the prizes. And already being down to 2 prizes, it's looking pretty rough.
Yeah, Flareon is a deck that is able to make comebacks, but often has a hard time doing so, depending on, or in board states like this with something like a Garbodor that's hindering them.
Very, very true. But, you know, coming from a field that just had 2 Dittos, he does fill up his field with Eevees. Alright, and that is a dead Landorus. So her hand is just 2 cards, and it is not very good. It is just a Landorus and a Trubbish, and I believe she just top decked a Mewtwo. Now,
Still, that Flareon is knocked out.
yeah, as long as she does the math right, yep.
For what it's worth, her Toad also has a DCE on it.
It couldn't kill a Flareon, though.
Still, for the future. If she draws a laser or a, actually the laser would do it. If she drew a Muscle Band, she'd be able to knock out any future Flareons.
Very true, and it does look like that. Flareon will just be going straight to the discard pile. Ugh. Pushing up Empoleon is scary here unless he has a Float Stone.
I think he's doing that with the, oh no, he used the second water. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Did he discard it?
No, he didn't. It should be in the deck. I just don't think that's the right play for this time. Is going for the Empoleon's attack. Because you pretty much... Did he just draw his last card?
I'm pretty sure he just played an Ultra Ball without discarding. Oh, yeah, he used Diving Draw. Sorry. My mistake. Very confused by the...
Wait, but that was his last card. So,
Yes. And he chooses to scoop. Not quite sure what happened there. Maybe he intentionally tried to get himself a game loss knowing that he couldn't Diving Draw. You'd have to imagine that, whoops, that given how Tanner has performed this season, that he more than likely knows when a Garbodor is in play.
yeah, and I'm also just super confused because by the look of his hand, he didn't have any VS Seekers left, nor the trump card, so...
He did have 4 prizes remaining.
He did. And he did have the Inn in his hand, so he wasn't going to lose that turn with the Inn, but still, just Ducking out like that is definitely rough.
And it, ooh. Almost had a Jirachi start there.
Again, ugh. Good thing he didn't. It's gonna
Luckily
be
got
a-
that ditto. And there we saw the trump card in his hand, so we know what will be in his deck this game.
Yep.
Probably see an early battle compressor here.
His hand is,
11. I was the lowest 511.
did you make it?
Yeah, I got 8.
Oh, hey, my dad made 8th, and Rahul got 11th.
Hey, apparently, they can carry.
Yeah, I know, I have a projecting voice. We'll keep it quiet.
Okay, anyway, back to this game. Saw Juniper into a much better hand for Tanner. Acrobike. Now, what do you keep here? Do you discard the EV to keep the battle compressor? Or
You definitely don't want to discard your battle compressors, but EVs are pretty much gold.
just because you don't want to get Lysandered out of having an EV on the field?
Yep. And the hopes are, with him having 3 Pokemon in his hand, that he's not going to have to be able to use the battle compressor anyways. That just being able to Juniper enough away with other battle compressors will be enough. And it's just a pass.
And we'll see a Trubbish come down very quickly.
Yep, top
That's a
back.
dead ditto.
That is a very dead to do. It will look like she's going to get a fresh hand of 7 cards.
More than likely. Interesting that she wouldn't put the Fighting Stadium down there.
Not much of a point. Like, sure, Jirachi, but, you know, that's such a small
It looks
chance that
like,
it's going to do
unless
anything.
Tanner hits an end this next turn, he's not going to have abilities this game either. That looks like a very painful situation to be in.
And even scarier is that there's so much, that Landorus is putting so much pressure on the board. Oh, nice top pick of the Silver Bengal. That'll definitely make it easier. I disagree with the Leafeon play. Getting in the discard pile is so much more useful here, especially when the EV's fresh.
That Ultra Ball will be nice, though.
Yep. Let's take
Or
an
not.
EVS Seeker.
6.
Yeah, not really anywhere close. He needs 7 more.
Reverse Seeker. For the Juniper.
Just to make sure Toad doesn't lock it up. Just getting it into his hand.
Right, I agree with the VS Seeker play.
He
I
has
don't
a
necessarily agree with
slew.
taking the VS Seeker initially, but it's also very unlikely that Toad is going to come out here because that would, I mean, is Parker really going to burn a switch into a Toad unless she would need to have Toad Muscle Band DCE in her, what, 4-card hand?
So there is a slew of supporters in Tanner's hand at the moment. So
I really thought she had a Float Stone.
no, she had a muscle band. So
You mean the Strong Energy?
no, there was the muscle band the last turn. She
Oh.
attached it to the Mewtwo. So he will get his trainers again. I was gonna say that if she didn't get the strong energy and she did get the Toad up, then he could have played his Lysander to bring it up and maybe kill it if he could have gotten 2 more Pokemon in the discard pile. Now we're looking at 8.
Double propagation into the Ultra Ball.
Yep, so that's going to go ahead and give him a Flareon, who's going to be swinging for hundreds, and that's going to be a knockout.
wish I could see the Acrobite cards. Looks like one of them's a Flareon, which hits the discard pile, and the other one was an N. I feel like in this position, Tanner had some better cards that he could have discarded off that Ultra Ball instead of just dumping the 2 eggs.
Yes, but you know, it's when the eggs are there, a lot of people just think, let's use them.
Right. I mean, and they're there for a reason. They're there to allow you to easily, like, modulate your hand size.
Parker's hand
Top
is
deck Landorus.
pretty gross, though. Just
Yeah,
the
but
DC's
if, I
gonna
mean,
get the knockout, but
you know, this is just the definition of a big basics deck. You put energies on your guys, and they do lots of damage.
yeah, sorry, I've been playing Flareon too long. Ooh, nice prize card. Getting that computer search in the hand.
There's are there 3 Flareons in Tanner's discard now?
I believe so. The 1 knockout and the 2 discarded.
I thought it was the other way around. I know 2 got knocked out. Did he discard 2 as well?
He just acro, but oh, you're right. He didn't just discard. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But I don't know if he had the 4th one in his deck. It does not look like it.
Yep, resorting to the Audino.
We're going to hit that hip bump play. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Wow. Wow.
Leading the way for Leafeon.
This hip bump flip is going to be really big.
It is. Alright, let me see him get 4 cards. He does get another Eevee, so maybe he couldn't get the Flareon and the Eevee with the 1 Ultra Ball, because it was a Ditto, so maybe that was his thing. He didn't.
No, I didn't see the Flareon in his deck.
Oh, okay. So
That's the problem.
10 damage off from what it's supposed to be.
And it looks like that's being corrected.
Yep. So judge on point.
Parker has that float stone finally off of that N.
About what?
And we see the failed hip bump flip from Parker shows us that hip bump is indeed a powerful attack. Unfortunately now, Tanner's in a position where he really can't do much else besides hip bump and then go for the leaf blade when the Audino inevitably dies.
Yep, and
Assuming it dies. I mean, this Audino could just carry him all the way through this game.
it could. And now that she see,
Wow. And the
That's
hip
a
bump
knockout.
let him down.
I'm really confused about that.
So why she put the 3rd energy on the
yeah,
Mewtwo?
the 3rd energy attachment there, because she could have attached up to the Landorus and
True.
gone and get it powered up. But maybe she knows something.
You know, maybe she knows something we don't.
Yeah.
And did he get that 4th Flareon? It did not look like it. Looks like he got another Leafeon off that prize, though.
All right. So if she can hit the strong energy in the stadium this turn, then that will be a dead Leafeon.
The problem is their burger options are extremely limited since neither player has had a bench at all this game.
Very true, but Polaris for 4. Actually, I believe she has a computer search in her head. So she has half of it.
I wonder. And we see the computer discarding the land race. And I assume the Colress is more than likely to get, or perhaps Landers in the fighting energy.
It is unfortunate that she had to discard the Landorus, though. That's going to be 1 less card to draw with Polaris.
Yep. There's the. She's going to play it for 3.
I think it's the right play, since it's their only
It's the
card.
only card in her hand. It seemed like a
3,
decent mistake to not play it.
3 is normally better than 1. 3 is normally better than 1. Unless you're playing golf.
Thank you.
Shout out to the Masters.
That Leafeon is not too sleepy right now.
Nope, and it doesn't look like it's going to be dead either. But the Legion's not really going to be able to do much.
Kind of swing for the fences here.
Like, this Landers is completely fine with just 2 hitting this guy.
Oh, definitely, especially since it's going to kill that Eevee in 2 hits too.
Yep.
But
Hey, so I would
first hander to put that Leafeon down instead of the Furry.
Yep. And there it is. And the fun play next turn will be just hop decking the stadium and killing it. I don't know what's going on here. Not non-optimal. That's it is. There's a very good possibility of that. So Leaf Blade for 80 coming out. Oh wait. Yeah, it should be 8 now. Alright, and she gets the energy. And the other Leafeon's not really looking like it's going to be able to kill the Landers coming up. Rahul's opening his 11th place packs. Yeah, Aaron will.
It's not really an if. It's not really an if.
Alright, drawing a bunch of cards with that Sycamore. Oh, replacing the stadium. Oh, man. Yeah, and she gets a prize card. And I believe she has a laser in her hand, so she's going to go ahead and, oh, he doesn't even bring a, no, it doesn't matter. That is cool. Oh, but she has it, just piling it on. Yep, as who would say, putting him in a coffin.
There are no masks in this game.
Doesn't mean there aren't coffins. And Leafeon is in a coffin, and that is game. Congratulations to Parker Hurley for overcoming her brother and becoming the Florida State Pokemon Championships for the junior division. Oh, how Flareon falls. Well, I have to go out and leave now, so I'm going to be leaving you, Mr. Aaron.
And like I said, congrats to Parker, and we will have her over here in just a moment to talk to her. So hang tight.
Bye, stream.
Give us just a minute, guys. It looks like Parker and her mom are having a conversation with one of the judges.
this on for me.
And if you wouldn't mind sitting down. Here I have with me our new junior state championship from Florida, Miss Parker Hurley. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be a state champion?
Good.
Good? How did it feel to beat your brother?
Really good.
Really good? So, is this a deck that you've been playing a lot, this size or Landorus Garbiter deck?
I've been playing that the whole year.
Oh yeah? And you've had some pretty good results with it. I heard you already have a World's Invite. Congrats on that as well. How did you do today? What was your record?
I was 5-0.
5-0, and going into cut, so you won every round you played. So you just absolutely demolished everybody. Well, that is amazing. I heard you beat your brother in Swiss too. Did that feel really good too? Do you guys play at home a lot?
I don't really play. My brother does a lot though.
Oh, okay. So you don't play that often, and you still beat him twice today. It's got to feel really good. Do you guys play other games together besides Pokemon? Do you play like board games? Who normally wins those?
My brother.
Yeah, so it's got to make this feel a little bit better. Well, that's cool. It's cool. Let's see. Now, if you had to pick, now is there a reason you play this deck?
No.
No?
Not really.
You just have been playing it for a while? You don't particularly like any of these Pokemon or anything?
Well, kind of, I guess.
Yeah. Well, do you have a favorite Pokemon?
Probably Mewtwo.
Mewtwo? Okay, so having him in your deck's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool guy. He's been around for a while. Does lots of damage. Well, are you happy to know that after next year your brother's not going to be in the same age division as you anymore? So you're probably going to win like all the tournaments you go to?
I guess.
Yeah. Well, again, this has been Miss Parker Hurley. Congratulations to her on winning the Florida State Championship. I'm sure that this is something that she's going to remember for a long time. She's going to have that nice trophy and everything. So congratulations to you, and I will let you go get your prizes and celebrate. Okay, guys, so that's going to do it for today. We're going to be back tomorrow at... What time does tomorrow start? 9? What time does top 8 start for Masters? 9? 9:30? 9:30 Eastern time tomorrow. We're going to be starting Masters top 8. Give me just a second. Actually, do you have a bracket? Okay, unfortunately I don't have a bracket, so we'll just have to randomly pick a game. We'll probably figure that out when we get here tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching today. Like I said, it will be at 9:30 Eastern time tomorrow. Hope to see you then.